1 o'clock. I forgot to ask JT O'Sullivan what number should we pick.
I feel like that would have been a little too silly.
Okay.
5 is good.
Well,
Okay.
we can't tell the people yet.
Oh, I thought
Can't
we
let
were
them
off
know.
air.
Well, they're going quick. I mean, we did 3 yesterday and they flew off the shelf. So we want to make sure that we diversify the numbers.
You're making my life hard here picking someone. It's tough.
It's going to be 14 next time.
Give me number 14.
Keep talking. That's right. Gonna throw it over to Chris Watkins here,
Yeah.
who has some Kings talk for us.
Yeah.
Chris Watkins.
So this stemmed, as you said, leading into the segment. Can the Kings regain a title that they haven't held since 2005? And what is that title, you may ask? Well, on NBA.com, they are doing 30 days, 30 teams. And today, the team of choice is your Sacramento Kings. They break down the offseason, what last season looked like, the summer summary, and who the spotlight is on this year. And then they said something pretty interesting in the section that said, how far can the Kings go? Here's what they write in NBA.com story. Sacramento is built to compete with the top half of the West. Last season may end up being a small setback, especially with DeRozan aboard. He'll give the team an added dimension, leadership, and a source of reliability in the fourth quarter. Those factors could make all the difference in the seedings. And this is what sparked my interest. Do we dare suggest that the Sacramento Kings are the best team in California? Have those words ever been written or spoken before? Salute to the franchise for arriving at this stage. If it all goes well, the Kings could sneak into late May, but that's a best case scenario. So I thought, when was the last time the Kings were the best team in California? And let me tell you, it's been a long time, longer than even the playoff drought. I looked it up. Last year, all 4 California teams made the postseason, technically with the play-in. And their win total was separated from as low as 46 wins, the Golden State Warriors, to 51 wins, the Los Angeles Clippers. Last season, the season before that, I guess the first Beam Team season, I guess we can maybe argue the what exactly constitutes the best team in California, because as we know, the Kings were the 3 seed, had the most wins, 48 wins. But can you say you're the best team in California if you lose to a team from California in the playoffs, and then the Lakers make the Western Conference Finals?
You had the best regular season.
You had the best regular season.
Yeah.
But would you say you're the best team in California? I didn't want to count it. It feels to me that's almost just too immediate of a team from California beat you in the playoffs.
Right.
So how can you really hold the title of best team in California? And then, as we know, the Kings missed the playoffs from 2006 to 2021-22. So they were not the best team in California for any of those years. In the 05-06 season, the last year the Kings made the playoffs before the drought. Unfortunately, Los Angeles Lakers had one more regular season win than the Kings. And so I had to go all the way back to 2004, 2005, when the Kings were 50-32, was the last time that the Sacramento Kings had the best record and made it the furthest in the NBA playoffs for a team from California. So technically, the Kings have not been the best team in California since 2004, 2005.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and Frankie Cartelli pointed out to me this morning, that's the year that these jerseys are coming from, the classics that we're wearing this year. So maybe there's a little bit of synergy there, you know. Last time you were the best team in Cali, and maybe this is the year. Of course, you know, as we kind of determined with that first Beam Team season, it's not just about the regular season, though. So the Kings can have all the success they want in the regular season, but this title is earned after the year is completely over. They have to make it past the playoffs, make it past all the other California teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, Alan, question goes to you. Is this the year? We know the Warriors lose Klay Thompson this year. Lakers, another year older. Clippers, they lose Paul George. They're now relying on James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, two stars who are on the wrong side of 30. Is this the year that the crown comes back to Sac?
I think it is. I think it has to be. If you look at the Warriors, they've made a bunch of mini moves, but nothing of note. per se, besides losing one Klay Thompson. And they could be a little bit better. A lot of people think they're going to be a lot worse. They believe that they're going to be better because they have a more well-rounded team. The Lakers, I truly don't. I mean, Rob Pelinka, I need his PR guy. Because I need the agent needs an agent. Because
I was gonna say.
I don't know how Rob Pelinka managed to make it through this offseason doing absolutely nothing besides drafting Bronny.
That's right.
And Dalton Connect.
That's
I do not understand it. And the Clippers kind of are taking the same path, Chris, I would say, as the Warriors, right? You have your main guy in Kawhi, and they have a James Harden who the Warriors don't have, but then they just got pieces around them that are pretty solid. You still got Norman Powell, what they bring in Derrick Jones Jr. So I think it could be the Clippers that just randomly they get rid of Paul George and somehow they're better. That would be some weird Clippers stuff to happen. But besides that, it's now or never for the Kings. It is now or never.
You're not wrong. And the Clippers last year, 51-31. We'll see how that season goes. Again, they had about, 4 games clearance from the Lakers. And, again, the California teams went 4 seed, 8 seed, 9 seed, 10 seed. So they are all pretty much jumbled up. And again, I do feel like with that being the case, I do think the Clippers definitely took a step back. We'll see. If maybe for some reason, I can't see how, but maybe it is addition by subtraction by letting Paul George walk. I think that's going to be a really tough season just from a health perspective for the Clippers to be kind of competitive as the Kings. And I do think that the Warriors are going to be a pretty scrappy regular season team. We'll see about where they can end up in the postseason. But to me, again, this does also go to the last sentence that is written in that NBA.com article. The Kings, if all goes well, could sneak into late May, more saying they could be a second-round team. That's the way, to me, that they definitely earn the title. If you make the second round, I don't see any of these other California teams making it out of the first. I can't see a way, maybe if it's the right matchup against an injured team, I could see Golden State maybe pulling off an upset. When you have LeBron and AD, maybe they can pull off the upset. But I think the Kings have a legitimately good shot of making the second round. And when you add DeMar, you have De'Aaron and Malik Monk as well in big moments in the fourth quarter of those playoff games. I just don't know how many other teams are going to be able to stack with that. I'm hoping it's this year. It feels like it should be this year. It feels like everything is built up as the Kings are rising. Those other teams are all a little bit in a decline, or at least in a figuring it out process. I'm hoping this is the year, man. I really need it to be. And I am, the more and more I see these jerseys, these classic jerseys that are coming out, I just feel good about the year. I'm liking the jerseys. I'm liking the look. I'm liking the vibe. I'm almost done with DeMar's book. It's feeling right. It's feeling like all things are coming together, and this team is just feeling like they're going to make their mark this year. And I do think that this is really an opportunity for them to kind of take the crown of best team in California, but also say we're going to be here to stay for the next couple seasons.
I'm really struggling with the team that I think, obviously, outside of the team that could spoil this for the Kings. And really, it's about the Kings taking care of their own dang business, not anybody spoiling it. But as I said, the Clippers, I'm trying to figure out who is the team out of the Clippers, the Lakers, and the Warriors that I would guess could surprise some people. And based on, I don't trust Kawhi and I don't trust James Harden. So I just refuse to say the Clippers. I refuse. And then you have the Lakers, who I don't want to bet against LeBron. So it's between the Lakers and the Warriors for me to surprise. I just think LeBron has less in the tank than Steph. I think that their roster might be better, but slightly. But I think that LeBron has to pace himself. And he's just, we're going to slide into the play-in, and that is what it is. So I guess I could be convinced that the Warriors maybe get hot and flame out, or whatever the case may be. I mean, Steph has to stay extremely healthy. That's number one. And you get a jump from Kuminga with his blonde hair and Pajemski, and maybe that's the only team that I think could spoil it. I just talked about the Clippers, but you know what? I'm not buying the Clippers. No. And I'm not buying the Lakers. And we just saw Steph perform at a high level in the Olympics. And I'm not as high on pods as the Warriors front office is, but I probably would. And that's not to say I think they're going to, but if you're making me choose a team that's not the Kings, I just would choose the Warriors just to see what is it that they're going to be able to pull off. Coming up next, we're going to have